Senior ANC sources tell the reasons behind the sacking of Ramatlhodi as Mineral Resources Minister in 2015 were due to a lack of transformation during his tenure. ANC sources tell ANN7 that Ramatlhodi was seen as being soft on the big four coal mining companies that were dictating terms to Eskom. Sources say Ramatlhodi failed to implement the transformation imperatives mentioned in the mining charter. They say Ramatlhodi was sacked as his own mining interests in the company at Latza, which is partner of mining giant Anglo-American Platinum, were increasingly seen as a conflict of interest.
That Mr. Ramatlhodi would have some claims, particularly on the Eskom debacle now. What is unpleasant that is unfolding in this country is that people who are particularly ministers were not happy with Mr. Molefe going to Parliament. I assure you this has got nothing to do with Gupta-related businesses at Eskom. It has very much to do with Glencore, because Glencore is not owned by South Africans. It is a foreign company which makes a tremendous amount of money.
Here's more proof of Ramatlhodi's double-speak. In 2015, Ramatlhodi says his department suspended Optimum's license because it did not conduct retrenchments properly. And now, 2 years later, Ramatlhodi alleges that Brian Molefe and Eskom chair Dr. Ben Ngubane asked him to suspend all of Glencore's mining licenses in South Africa. Ramatlhodi has alleged that Brian Molefe and Ben Ngubane demanded that all Glencore's mining licenses in South Africa be suspended. Eskom chairman Ben Ngubane says it is preposterous to claim that a mere chairman and group chief executive can exert pressure on a sitting minister. Ramatlhodi further alleges that when he did not comply, President Jacob Zuma fired him within weeks. The Eskom board has termed the charges desperate and devoid of logic, insisting that any fair-minded citizen will find it impossible to believe. Brian Molefe is also accused of refusing to renegotiate the price of coal to pressure Glencore. But Ngubane says Molefe was acting in the best interests of Eskom by negotiating a better deal at a time when the winter was approaching.
There are questions that the media is not asking which are very important, so that people don't simply actually walk to the media and make allegations that they can't back up. The first question is, why did he have to wait for this long before he made these allegations? Two, how is it plausible that he can, as a sitting minister, be bullied by a mere chairman of the board as well as the CEO as well as the CEO? It doesn't sound credible to me. What did he do at a time when, when this thing happened? Did he go to the police? Did he go to the media? We're only learning about this today, that, something like that happens.
While hurling allegations of blackmail at Eskom CEO and chair, Ramatlhodi omits certain facts which indicate that it was Glencore who should have been accused of blackmail. Brian Molefe has openly said it felt like Glencore held a gun to their head in negotiations over coal supply contract. He produced a letter to prove that Glencore was demanding 570 rands per metric ton for coal in 2015, while the contract said 150 rands until 2018. Glencore was said to have threatened Eskom with load shedding if prices were not hiked. Brian Molefe also wanted Glencore to pay 2 billion rands in penalties for supplying poor quality of coal. Molefe said that Glencore's substandard coal resulted in shoddy performance. As far as allegations around Tegeta buying out Optimum are concerned, the buyout actually saved 3,000 jobs.